Big Diamond with your co-founder Joey?
We actually started a business back in 2013. That is 4 years ago. So it has been 4 years anniversary in May for us.
Cool. How did you decide the industry to start your own business?
Like you just mentioned a little bit, I grew up in a family who has been in the industry for a long time. It can actually date back to 3 generations ago. So I remember when I was little, I had been, playing this, precious gemstones and diamonds and rolling them on the floors and doing or something like that. That sounds ridiculous, but that's what I have been doing. And we have jewelers visiting our house like every now and then, and they do their designs and sketch on the stones and doing all sorts of things. But then for a period of time when I grow up, how the kids, they want to get away from the family, so I decided to do something completely different. I studied biochemistry at uni and then accounting for my master's degree. And but after all that, when I think it's 7 or 8 years ago, when I went back to China and spoke to my family, I understand why they have this passion on jewelries, and I start to appreciate like each piece of jewelry have their sentimental value rather than the money value. So, and it's easy for me to pick up the knowledge because I, grow up with them, and I always get the support from my families and friends. And I'm lucky because the connection is always there, and that's how I decided to start a business. And another very important reason for me to feel comfortable to be stepped out of my comfort zone and start this business is because of my partner Joey. She is a very motivated girl, and she had this great passion for jewelries and always inspire me, and we work together very well.
Cool. By the way, Joey is my primary school classmate. That's how I got to know her. So was it easy to find Joey? Was it easy for you to find a co-founder, given that your industry is quite niche?
Of course not. It's not easy to find a partner no matter what industry you're in. I guess for a different industry, they will have their own concerns. But then for jewelry industry, trustworthy is particularly important because we can handle something that was more than $1 million. So to be able to find someone you can trust who can handle this jewelry with care, it's very important. Also, we do need our partner to be able to know the industry very well. Like Lindsay mentioned, it's such a niche industry, so not many people actually work there. Everyone pretty much knows everyone, so it's very hard to find someone. And also, we need to share the same goal, and also willing to put effort to make it happen. And I think one very important thing is the dynamic between you and your partner is, by saying that, I mean how you collaborate together. How would you dissolve your disagreement? Because during a discussion you may have completely different ideas, but then would you be able to calm down and then talk through that? I think it's quite important. Yeah.
So what's the biggest challenge for you being an entrepreneur?
Everything starts from scratch. It's very difficult. We all know that. But for me, it's about how to set up a system from the beginning, the framework, a different system, for example, accounting system, CRM system, and how to engage them all together. And also, it's very hard to keep it up, to keep up the system and doing that regularly. And also another thing is time management, because especially at the beginning, you will have millions of stuff in your mind that you have to finish today. But then how do you prioritize all these different tasks? That's very hard, challenging.
Absolutely. So what do you think is the biggest challenge for a female entrepreneur?
Well, as a female, for me, I think we get distracted easily. I think it's genetic, we are designed to, get distracted. So yeah, especially as an Asian, people just expect you to spend more time with your family and other stuff as well, maybe with your friends. You know, we are more emotionally, involved. So yeah, like because we have a little bit like quite a lot of time taking care of family and other things. So our time is in like small fraction, and it's very hard to focus and then try to settle like one project in a long period of time. Yeah, so we only have like fractions of time that we have to constantly keep focusing.
Absolutely, can't agree more. The next question is actually a multiple choice. So among the following options, which one do you think should a female entrepreneur watch out for the most? So that's a bit of a wordy question. Okay, option A, getting too late to start a family. Option B, partner's ex-girlfriends. Option C, no time to keep fit. Option D, not being taken seriously by potential or current clients. Option E, getting too hung up on the details.
Okay, for me, I think all 5 of them. Do we get 5? For me, I don't have the second one because Joey is a girl, so yeah. For me, maybe it's the first one, but I think for most of the female entrepreneur, it's hang up too much time on the details. It's not for me and Joey anyway, because we are both a little bit many, so we might need to focus more on the details. But I see a lot of female who are doing business, they like sort of get tangled up on the details, and then it's not good for them and it's not good for the business either. So yeah, basically all of them. Talking about getting fit,
Yes.
We always have time to do that. So.
Oh, that's good, because that's the one thing that I won't have time. Let's talk a little bit about the Jenny Bay brand. I know that it's a diamond retailer. What else does it do?
Okay, Jenny Bay Diamond actually specializes in sourcing diamonds, gemstones, and also pearls. Especially we focus a lot on color diamonds. We do one-on-one private jewelry consultations. We have customized jewelry designs. Also, we focus a lot on high-end jewelry investment as well.
What's the price range like?
Okay, price range can be varying from a few $1,000s up to millions.
Wow.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay, so that leads to my next question, which is actually my favorite. Do you enjoy always have bodyguards around to protect you and your diamonds?
I think Joey totally qualified to be a bodyguard, but the fact is both Joey and I are bodyguards to the diamonds. But when our stock is in transit, we always make sure that we have insurance to get it covered. Just for the peace of mind, and then we use a secure freight company because a lot of diamonds we got is from overseas. So we make sure that we use professional freight company to do that. Imagine sometimes when you open the door, it will be like 2 big guys carrying this suitcase, and then we have to sign all these documents and stuff.
Do they cough their hands to the suitcase?
Sometimes, I think we have once.
So for the high price range diamonds, you mentioned that sometimes they're valued up to $1 million. How do you find customers with that much buying power?
Okay, it's like you already mentioned, it's a very jewelry industry is like very niche marketing. So what we need is on like heavily referral base. The lucky thing is we already have like a certain amount of customer base, so we will have a lot of referrals. And also we try to collaborate with different companies who share the similar client base so that we benefit each other. But the thing is, getting to know them is one thing, but then you have to build up a relationship with them. It's another topic, is another project that you have to keep doing.
Yeah. Cool. Can I ask how many billionaires do you know personally?
Well, I am quite sure that some of the clients of us are quite wealthy, but we really don't know, like because
Too many.
the thing is, how much they spend on jewelry doesn't really reflect like how wealthy they are. It's very emotional purchase. So sometimes people, even though they are millionaire or billionaire, they are not willing to spend too much money on the jewelry because they don't know how to appreciate that, and then they don't value that. So they only spend like a little amount of money, on the jewelry. But for some clients that I know, they're not as wealthy as other guys. But then because they love it, maybe their family has a tradition of collecting jewelries. They're more willing to spend more money on that. So yeah.
Absolutely. So it really depends on the person, doesn't
Yeah, do they like it or not?
Yeah, cool. Is there any questions from the floor, or I'll carry on? Panda, yeah, Jack.
So you mentioned that you're very lucky and you have this referral because you have a current customer base and then you get the new referrals. Just wondering, how did you initially get that initial customers? How did you start off getting that? Was it through family, friends, or?
Okay, jewelry industry is like a very small circle, so it's not very easy to get into the industry if you don't have any connections at all. Because me myself have, our family is doing that, so we already established.
Is that in China or is that in Australia?
Well, both.
Ah,
Yeah. And then my partner Joey, she had been in the industry for 7-8 years as well, so she will certainly accumulate like a quite a lot of client base. So yeah, that's how we, yeah.
Well, she was working for other companies, so she's already got like a following.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Any other questions? Yes.
Cheryl, just in relation to the value that your clients see in the diamonds,
Mhm.
how do you approach that problem of maybe changing their perception of the value of the diamond?
What you're saying is like their perception of the diamond.
Yeah, so you say that even though they are billionaires, they
Okay.
only spend a small amount on a diamond.
Yeah.
How do you say to them, well, this diamond that's worth $60,000 is a much better diamond, and
Mhm.
how do you make them believe that or
Well,
understand that?
the problem is they will believe that. They 100% believe in you, but whether they're willing to pay that much money for that diamond, it's another story. Yeah, sometimes it's just people's mindset. It's just very hard to change for some case. But sometimes you can maybe just influence them, just maybe showing your passion, just present to them what you have. Yeah, I think sometimes we can influence the clients, but from our experience, most of the time it's, they will just never change.
So like you try to educate them as much as you can, but it really it's still up to this person's buying capacity. Like,
Yeah, it's basically like that. Yeah, because jewelry is not something that it's not something essential in your life. It's not like consuming product that you use every day. So it's really emotional buying. So yeah, that's a difficult part, and that's a different feature.
So if say for example, if I'm a potential customer wanting to buy diamonds from you, but like I think that I can get just as big a diamond ring from Michael Hill down the street for $10,000, but from you it's probably $25,000. Like how would you approach me and convince me that your diamond is better?
Well, diamond always have this standard price. So what you paid at the retail store, most of them is the premium, is the marketing price that you're paying. Yeah. Once you make them understand the real value of the diamond, and then you explain to them like there is 4C, and then how do you grade them, how do you see them, what criteria is that you can sacrifice, what criteria is you have to maintain. For example, the cutting is what you don't want to sacrifice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the clarity and color, you can maybe sacrifice a little bit. Yeah.
So like jewelers, like yourself and you and Joey, Is it because that you are able to provide a better product but at a cost-effective price compared to some of the well-known brands here in Australia who have like a huge storefront, who put millions of marketing budget in? So is that the main point of difference, that you try to position your own product away from these retailer brands that's everywhere?
Okay, price is one thing, and also quality is another thing. And then the third point, I think, is you educate them and then make them understand what they're paying for. Because for most of the for example, average salaryman, when they purchase a engagement ring, I'm talking about average price of 15K. It's quite a lot of money for them. So they would love to know, what they're paying for. So the education part is important as well, and also personalized, like they want to, engage a story into their ring design. We can do that as well.
And how do you retain high-profile clients, like people with high income, with lots of disposable income? I imagine a lot of business would want to have them as their clients as well. So how do you retain them?
Well, it certainly takes a lot of time. I think you have to put your heart in. Like I said, to show them your passion. I think that really it really influences people. And always present to them what you have, present to them what you can do for them, and then listen to them, listen to their story, and answer their questions. Yeah.
Based on your experience, what are some of the common traits of high-profile affluent customers?
Common traits. They would have loads of questions that can be expected, because they are going to spend that much money on that tiny little stone that they can easily put in their pocket. Yeah, it's understandable that they will be very cautious, and they will ask you tons and tons of questions, from the most stupid question to some of the meaningful questions, of course. So, and it's always a long period of time, a lot of back and forth communications between you and your clients. You have to accept that and be very patient.
So we know that Jenny Bay Diamonds not only service the Australian local customers, but some of the Chinese customers as well. In your view, is there a difference between a Chinese high-profile client and an Australian local high-profile client?
There certainly is. I think that differences comes from different cultural background. It's always like that. I'm not saying that the Chinese customer are needy or hard to handle. No, because they're living in an environment where information just come like that. So they will expect instant response. So they ask you a question, maybe on WeChat, and they don't care about what time is it. They just want an instant answer from you. That's one thing. And also because they have so much mixed up information from all over. So I would say 80% of the information they get from internet or from their friends, it's bullshit. But then you have to sorry about my French. But then you have to educate them. You have to let them know what is, what is the true, what is, the value of that particular product, and how should they see that.
Because as a Chinese person myself, that based on my experience, I feel like if I'm doing business with another Chinese client, I will have to build up the relationship a lot before converting that potential client into a proper real client. Do we have to do the same thing?
Yeah, I think when you are dealing with Asian customers, especially people from China, I think that's one of the biggest issues, the trust issue. How do they make them trust you? That actually takes a lot of time and effort, and then just keep doing it, not giving up.
There's also one of the other things that I noticed is once I converted a Chinese client into one of my clients, they tend to be a lot more loyal than Australian local clients. Is that true in your case?
Exactly. And then they will have a lot of referral for you. Once they trust you, that bond is unbreakable. It's like that. But at the beginning, it's very hard to build it.
True.
So, but for Australian clients, they're more cooperate. So they prefer email communications. so that they can track back the records. They can, show you later on what you have sent me. So everything is very formal, and then they're well educated. They have some basic knowledge about, say, diamonds or gemstones. So when you talk to them, because they already have the basic, like the trust, so it's very easy to communicate with them. It's easier. Yeah.
Great, thank you for that. So what is the one thing that your customers see in Jenny Bay brand but can't find in your competitors?
Okay, first of all, we don't see ourselves as like a straight product selling company. We see ourselves more like a service provider. So we do one-on-one jewelry consultations. We are trying to do one thing is called, what we call it, a jewelry management package. What that means is when, say, for example, you buy an engagement ring from us, and then we will find you a matching wedding band. Okay, that's easy. What about anniversaries? You don't have a clue. Okay, just come to us. We will give you suggestions. Maybe, eternity rings or a necklace or matching bracelets. And also, when you're having your first baby, push ring, right? And not mention about like birthday, different anniversaries. Yeah, different anniversaries. And
because one of my biggest questions before I met you was, because the wedding market is a major market for you as well, and most customers would only probably need 1 or 2 wedding rings in their whole life.
One, hopefully.
Well, hopefully, like how do you get repeat customers? So I think you just explained, like after the wedding ring, there are multiple occasions later on that you can resell, like remarket to them again.
Also, we have a program called diamond upgrading. For example, when you're young, you just get married, you probably just a regular salaryman, you get your girlfriend a 1 carat. I know all the guys is gonna hate me, but I still say that.
So 1 carat is no good.
It's quite good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's still very good. But then later on, maybe 8 years or 10 years later, they have more incomes, and they can decide to trade in their diamonds and then get a bigger one for their wife. Yeah, so maybe the guys don't like that concept, but the girls love it.
So any questions from the floor? Before we, Joe.
Silly question, because you mentioned that this is connection with your brand name, say Jenny Bay Diamond. You were saying customer keep coming ongoing, anniversary, whatnot. Are those gifts would be diamond things as well? Obviously, you sell things not just in diamond, you order jewelry, but why call it Jenny Bay Diamond?
Well, because we specialize in diamond, and diamond is our biggest market. Like most of the people, when they come to us, they aim for diamond. Yeah, just to identify ourselves.
Okay, I think there's a question to me.
Okay, I have just a couple of questions. One is, do you have a lot of this happy and unhappy customer? And do they come back with sort of a return product? They buy, then they later on come back and say that I don't need it no more, for whatever reason.
Well, we do have our return policy, but we will try to make sure that every customer walk out of our office, they will be happy. So before we settle the deal, we will try to, confirm and confirm and confirm. So just to, avoid that kind of thing happen.
So do they normally get a full refund, or is that what's the deal?
Well, it depends on different situation.
Do you buy diamonds from your previous customers, like if their marriage fell into shit and if they want to resell them when it went back to you? Do you do that? Like, do you buy it back?
Well, we have a lot of cases like that actually, and I have a lot of guys sharing their story with me. It's not very happy love story, but eventually their pre-loved diamond ring will be sold to some happy guys. Yeah, so we did that too.
Okay, cool. So, as I mentioned before, the wedding market is a major market for Jenny Bay, and for many working class couples, the wedding ring is definitely one of their major purchases in life. what is your key learning from marketing to this segment?
Okay, key learning. At the beginning, we saw that maybe the price is the only thing that they care, but then it's not. It's more of the quality of the stone, and like I said, what's the story behind the stone? Why would they pay that much money to get such a small stone? And just to help them to understand the value behind, the diamond, and just to educate them and explain to them and answer their questions. I'm sure that guys always have a lot of questions, or have none.
Good to know. So they're really not that price sensitive when it comes to engagement rings and wedding rings. It's more of the quality that they want.
Yeah. Apparently, it's more about the quality. It's less about the price. Price is also important, but then at the end of the day, the quality is more sentimental value.
Nice. So if we think about many of the luxury jewelry brands in the world, they were all founded a very long time ago. Some of them more than a century ago. Do you think that Jenny Bay Diamonds will become one of them someday? And if so, when do you think that's going to happen?
Most of the luxury jewelry brands, when they are first founded, at the time it's not easy to be a jeweler, and also they usually have very close relationship with the royal family. So that's why it can be multinational, top brands there. But for me, they are like old companies. I'm not saying they're old, but traditional. So they're doing everything in the traditional way, whereas we are quite new and new company. So we're doing things differently. We engage a lot of media marketings and social medias. So we're doing things differently.
We know that diamonds are also an investment option for many people. If I'm interested in this, how do I get my foot in the door? What are some of the things that I need to know for investing?
Okay, it's really a big question. I can going on for 2-3 days, but I'll cut it short. Before I answer this question, I think it's always a good idea to differentiate diamonds for wedding and diamond for investment purpose, because these are two completely different categories. If we're talking about investment quality diamond, for white diamonds, we are looking at anything that is above 3 carat. Also, color diamond is definitely for investment because the price is going up like crazy. It's terrifying. And also the good quality and big size gemstone like sapphire, emerald, and ruby. When we talk about investment jewelries, we focus on this category. For white diamonds, different combination, they have like a different rate of increase. In general, it's between 5% to 40% annually. The best performed combination is last year, I think it's a 3 carat F color VVS clarity round white diamond. They increased the price. That have been increased like 20% within 1 year, so they're doing pretty well. Should I talk about color diamonds more?
Yeah, that would be good. I think you mentioned that a pink diamond the value has increased by 50% in 1 year.
Well, it's more than that. Okay, color diamond. When we mention color diamond, we mean yellow diamond, pink diamond, and blue diamond, and green diamond. So regardless the color, in the time frame of 2005 to 2015, actually all the color diamond in general, the price has increased by 150%. That's quite a lot. Among all those diamonds, I think pink diamond had done the best. The price had increased by 400%. So, say for example, a top quality 1 carat pink diamond, I'm talking about fancy intense pink or fancy vivid pink, per carat price can be $500,000 to $1 million. So a lot more expensive than white diamond, as you can see. And also, blue diamond is doing pretty good as well. The last quarter, the increase rate is 3.9% for blue diamond. It's the first time when blue diamond actually catch up with pink diamond. Yeah.
We know that's true too because my company does Google AdWords for Jenny Bay diamonds, and we find so many people this year searching for the word pink diamonds or phrases related to pink diamonds, especially after I think there's an international company called the Sotheby's International. Yeah, they do this like
The auction.
every year, and there was this pink diamond auction out at a ridiculous price,
Yeah,
and after that, so many people searching for it.
Every good quality pink diamond that is more than 10 carat now, the market price is, I think it's more than 500 million USD. So it's, quite a bit of money. That's why people interested in, jewelry investment because they can see the price just going up like ridiculously. It never stops. Even in our financial crisis or, whatever happens, they just never stop.
Why do you think so though? Like even in a financial crisis, but diamonds prices wouldn't drop. Like why do you think so?
Okay, because it's a very rare resource. The price really, because it's a scarcity, that's why it's so expensive. For example, the annual production of diamond is around 1 million carat. That will be 200K. And out of all of them, only 1,000 carats are fancy color diamonds. That would be equivalent to 800 grams. And out of all these 800 grams, most of them, 80 or 90% of them are like very small stones. The diameter will be less than 4 mil, so it's very small color diamonds. So you can imagine it's very hard to get anything that is bigger than 1 carat and with good color.
Okay, so we know that in Australia, many local Australians they like gold bullions. That's why a lot of art unions and prize home lotteries they offer gold bullion as a prize. So people see investing in gold as a good option. So how does it compare to investing in gold as in investing in diamonds? Is it like more beneficial in the long term?
Well, I would say if you can afford a good quality color diamonds, of course, color diamond is a much better option. There are a few reasons. One is that gold price, they can go up and down just like stock market. So you have to pick a particular time point that you invest your money in. But whereas for color diamond, the price just keep going up. So you can be very comfortable that if I buy it today, 1 year later, the price is gonna go up. For example, one of my clients, she purchased a pair of this 20-pointer pink diamond, very good quality. At the time, I'm talking about 1 year ago, at the time she paid, I think 40K. And then I checked the price just not long ago for her because she kept asking me the same question. How much is my pink diamond now? So I checked for her recently and it's not less than 60K.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a bit of growth.
Thank you for all that knowledge sharing. It's definitely very eye-opening. Second last question. What is the one tip you would give to a young female entrepreneur who strives for the same success as you do?
Well, suggestions. Not very good at that. I guess just be confident, just stand on your ground. No matter what happens, you just keep on doing that. Because as a female, especially if you're like me with this very soft voice, people may not take you seriously. But then you just have to keep doing that, and one day they will notice that you're serious. Yeah. That's about
Thank
it.
you. Very last question. It's also a surprise question. So, being a young, beautiful, and successful entrepreneur, we know that you're still single. What do you think is the reason?
That sounds very pathetic. I really don't know. My mom asks me every day. But then I guess it's that the more people you have met, the more that you know what kind of partner you want to share your rest of your life. But I believe that when you met someone right, you know that. Yeah, so it's all about timing.
So if that someone might be in the audience today, what are your standards for finding a life partner? Standards.
Oh my god, I honestly don't know. Like, you know, at different age, I always have different standards. But now,
Always changing.
yeah, always changing, just like typical woman. But now I just don't really know.
Okay, have you taken down some notes, Jack? Great. Or we have time for maybe one last question if anyone wants to ask.
Yeah, just with engaging with people, I guess, who are going to spend $500,000 on a diamond. How do you engage with them? Because obviously you wouldn't just go through and chat online or something like that. So, what when you first started off, and also is it different if you're speaking with, say, a billionaire in China and a billionaire here? Do they engage in different ways with you?
Yes, because like they have like different culture for sure. So for Chinese, do you want me to compare like Chinese client and?
Yeah, and I guess just with the Chinese clients, like how you do actually engage with them. As well.
Okay,
Yeah.
they prefer to know you in person. So you probably have to spend a lot of time with them, like talking nonsense. But actually, that nonsense means something.
Yeah.
So
So you fly
just
there, they don't fly here. So you go over there and meet with them.
yes, we always go there and meet with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just show your gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they're buying a $500,000 product.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
they're serious, but they will say the meeting is 1 hour, maybe 80% of the time they're talking something else.
Yeah.
But it's just just a way that to let them know you. I think that's important too. But in Australia, people just going very straightforward. Just I want this. What do you have? I have this. Okay, I'm happy or I'm not happy. It's like that. Do you have something else? It's quite straightforward. But for Asian clients, it's more complicated. But it means something. And always they will bargain with you. Don't get panic.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's absolutely
It's a
normal.
buying sign, yeah.
Yes, a buying sign.
Yeah.
No, is it really?
Yes, yes. That means they are willing to, spend all their energy to, bargain with you.
Alright, that's something we have learned today. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Same to you.
That's the end of the interview. Thank you. So Cheryl will still be here until 9 o'clock.